let's look at some of the X factors which you should be watching out for on Thursday. These are things that can potentially determine which of those scenarios actually comes true. One, the extent of the Congress's fall. That the Congress will fall from 42% is not in doubt. How badly will the Congress fall? That will be critical tomorrow. Second is, there was a lot of intent expressed by voters in Gujarat about looking at voting for the AAP, which came out in AAP's own surveys, which came out in surveys done by other people. How much of that intent got converted into votes? So AAP being able to convert intent into vote in this election. Because remember, how polling happens is very often people think about voting for someone, but they don't think that party can win, therefore don't actually go out and vote. Therefore surveys may show a bigger number than the end reality. To what extent does opposition vote getting split between Congress and AAP help the BJP in a first past the post system? BJP could lose 2 or 3% vote and still do better than they've done since 2002, and that would be critical to look out for as well. The fourth X factor is the BJP's margin of victory. Remember, in places like Surat, where there's a lot of talk about AAP campaign getting some traction, the BJP could win, but they had won in some of those seats, the victory margin is more than 20%. So the BJP could win still with a reduced victory margin. But it doesn't matter as long as you're winning, but it's not with the kind of dominance that they had, Rajdeep, in the last election.
You know, the Gujarat election is, to my mind, about the chemistry of Mr. Modi, which in a way offsets the anti-incumbency against the Bhupendra Patel state government that exists on the ground, versus the arithmetic that you just showed of a split vote. You see, if the opposition vote in the 1980s, Prannoy Roy had one of the original psephologists called it index of opposition unity. He, Dorab Sopariwala and Ashok Lahiri invented that. And it was that the Congress benefited depending on how united or disunited the opposition was. Because the Congress was the principal pole of politics. Now that operates with the BJP. The BJP is the principal pole of Indian politics, and therefore how divided the opposition is decides how well the BJP does. So when you look at those scenarios, Rahul, I think the critical scenario is if the Aam Aadmi Party goes below 15%, the obvious beneficiary based on our exit poll that 4 out of every 5 votes that AAP is getting up from the Congress is in the race. If the AAP starts crossing 15%, goes to 20%, obviously the Congress is hurt very badly and the BJP wins even with a lesser vote share. So I think the extent of the Congress crash depends on point number 2, AAP converting intention into votes. Will those AAP voters on polling day have actually gone and said, I'm trying out a new party, or do I stick to my traditional party, i.e. the Congress? So I think that split vote share is what the BJP is counting on to beat Madhav Singh Solanki's record. If the vote doesn't get split, the BJP is more likely, in my view, to be 120 to 130. If it splits, who knows where it goes? So I think that's the factor to look out for, the Aam Aadmi Party's vote.